Welcome back, everybody, to the daily show where I'll be doing technical analysis on big mega cap stocks. So, before we get started, please hit that like button. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now, if you want to get my daily trade ideas, swing trade ideas, live trading, and all kinds of setups, definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. And you can see a trade we took just about a day or two ago, and now that is paying today. So you get all these trade ideas, lots of swing trades, and even live trading when you join Patreon. And if you go for that annual membership, which I recommend to everybody who's actually serious about trading, then you definitely get 20% off. Now, tomorrow we do have Papa Paul coming out with the interest rate decision, and then we got also a press conference which is going to be led by Papa Powell tomorrow. So that's the big one to watch for tomorrow, guys. Stock market, we got Dow going down nearly 1%, Nasdaq same thing 0.87%, S&P down 0.77%, and Russell going down the most over 1%. 11 sectors that makes up S&P 500: utilities, basic materials, and a little bit of energy leading the way on top. So at risk of move, and you can see healthcare also getting decimated today, down nearly 3%. Stock market map, what do we have here? Well, you can see flat on big names like Broadcom, Nvidia, Apple, even Amazon and Google, pretty much flat, slightly down. Meta down 2%, Tesla nearly 2, and Microsoft going down 0.66%. PLTR, they had earnings, and that is a double top on that stock. So if you look at the monthly time frame, I mean, we'll talk about this stock. Maybe I'll cover this stock in my video today, just for today. And I know a lot of you guys would love to see this stock with these mega cap names, but I'll do it today. And I'll point a few things out why this is not a chase, and why this thing could go down quite a bit. We saw that big dump off before, and now it can happen again. Healthcare down big time for the day. And as a matter of fact, we're gonna start this video because I know a lot of people like this stock. It's not because I hate it, it's just so much up. I don't see upside anymore. But we're gonna actually start with PLTR today, guys. Let's just do that. All right, guys, so let's talk about PLTR. And I know a lot of you guys would love to see this analysis on PLTR, and that is why I'm doing it. So please don't forget to hit that like button. Now, a lot of you guys are asking on YouTube, even in the Patreon group, that where you should go and buy PLTR. To answer that question, I want you to open up your chart and go and look at the monthly time frame and put that RSI on, and you will see that RSI is off the page, extremely overbought. Now, does that mean it's going to crash tomorrow, next week, or the week after? No, that is not what I'm saying. But over time, these overbought conditions will resolve, and this thing will likely to come back. Now, I'm not even going to show you guys this trade that we had. I think I did share in my video a couple weeks back, right here, that we took pretty much at the high of the day. And I know some other people also called it out on YouTube that it's gonna come down 20% or so, but that's not what I took, PLTR puts for. I took it because of technical analysis and where this thing was extremely overbought. I think these were 115 puts that I took. They win not only in the money, way over the money. You can see from that high, this is where I got in. And from there, it took a massive beating all the way down here, then pushed back up a little bit. And then with that recent, sell-offs in the market, it came down to this new low. And now, yes, that is actually one top, two top. That is a double top. Now, is that confirmed? Well, not until we break the neckline, right? So we have to wait for that. But as of right now, you can see high volume note, which is down here near 80 and 90 to 70. So I think, if this thing wants to come down, it can easily come down to that range. And even if you're trying to go long, I would say wait for it. This is not a time to go and chase this thing where this thing already had a massive run up. So PLTR, in my view, maybe it's not worth $30, $40 anymore, I can totally understand. But I think it's worth 60 to maybe 70, maybe $80. And if we can get in cheaper at that price, that would be, much better. And you're not going to be in a lot of pain, especially when people see, especially retail traders, investor, us, we see something going up. And if we're actually just new in the market, we try to go and chase. And that's why I'm actually doing this in my video with mega caps, even though this is not a mega cap. AMD is not a mega cap, but that's why I wanted to cover this, because to answer those questions, because why would you go and buy this at 106, 120, 110? And now, I mean, I'm sure somebody bought right here, a retail trader investor, and now they're holding a bag. So why make yourself, so uncomfortable, uneasy, and lose that money when you can buy cheaper? Why didn't you try to buy here? Here. Now, if this thing comes back and you're long, you can just add more into your position, and you don't really have to go that crazy, because now there is a drop, 10, 15, 20, and who knows how much of a drop we can get. And this is not also a small company, if it's not a big mega cap, it's also not a small company. You can see market cap is nearly what? Uh, you know, uh, uh, it was like 300, something billion-dollar market cap. So it's huge, right? So if this thing comes back, it's way better. And I think this double top, I don't know if we're gonna retest the neckline or break it, but I think, like I said, it can come down here. Definitely right down here, if that support don't hold. So far, 106, we're seeing some, strength there. But below that, it can easily, gets down to 100 to 90 range to even 80. You can see a lot of volume here. So it can definitely get pushed down to the downside. And PLTR, like I said, in my view, I mean, you can go and do whatever the heck you guys want to do with your money, but this is not a buy at this point. I mean, I would go and buy something like AMD. It's way, way better. Came off. You're getting a more than a 60% discount on that one than buying this, where there is no discount, just coming off from all-time highs, and now you're already ready to buy it. I mean, stocks, they come back, to the downside once they have a big run, they settle, and then you're supposed to go and buy, whether you're buying long or even short term. But just buying off the highs, these are, traders. Actually, these are not even traders. We're just trying to chase, chasers. So chasers are gonna get punished if they're chasing. Yes, it can go higher. I'm not denying, some news comes out, it can go to, 130s, 140s, maybe even 150. But would you be happy buying here and selling at 130, 140? Or you would be happy buying here and selling it 130, 140, then you would have more upside, and your trade location would be much better, right? So that is my take on PLTR, and I think it's going to continue, to the downside. But again, I'm not actually predicting that for tomorrow, the day after, or next week, or the week after. Slowly, it's a monthly time frame. It's going to slowly come down, and you'll see cooling off and that RSI coming down as well. Right now, you guys go and check it out. It's off the page, guys. On AMD, it's down 2%, and with earnings, it was up, I think, 4 or 5%, and now it's fading. So, well, target on AMD was 105 ish, and I think it got there, and then now pulling back into that support zone, which is 98, guys. This 98 zone has to hold tomorrow, and if that holds, this might be a nice opportunity to play it back up to the upside, up to this gap, just under 110. 98 gives up. We're going back all the way back down to 20-day moving average 93, and there is a gap here also as well at 87. So watch out, AMD. If this thing can hold, it's an opportunity. If it does not hold, then it's actually a short opportunity at that point. On Netflix is up 0.32%, so nothing big, pretty much a flat day. We're just retesting this trend line, and if you look at my screen, it did not actually hold 139. It's slightly below that. Now it's up 144. So here on Netflix, again, this thing is just getting way too overextended, and looks like it's not going back into this channel here. And now if this thing pulls back, I mean, there will be now support at 1090 to 1065. To the upside, resistance will be at 1050. On Microsoft is down 0.66%. So Microsoft, a lot of push to close this gap. We got really close to it again today, but we did not close this gap. So I think it's gonna happen. It's going to close this gap. Upper Bollinger Band came back up too. Now it can run. So I would say maybe early as tomorrow, and now it's up slightly. So maybe we get to see Microsoft closing this gap 440.40 tomorrow. There will be resistance here on top as well, 447, 448. But if this thing pulls back more, then there will be strong support right here at 425 and then 420. On Meta, it's down 2%. So after a big push to the upside, now just taking a breather. And if you look at my screen, it's holding well above 587. So that is your strong level to watch, 587. And now it's up to, what is it, 593. So it's back up near 600 again. But this is going to be your key line in the sand, 587. If this thing can hold right here, then watch out. There might be a move over 600. And if that happens, the next stop is 614. To the downside, 587 gives up, then you're going to see 580, and from there it can come down to this gap at some point, 549. On Apple, stock is absolutely flat on the day, so Apple came back, and so far Apple doing a great job not closing this gap and holding over that 198 range. And why 198? Well, if you look at my screen, guys, this is 198 right here, and now that is acting as a strong support on this weekly time frame. So 198 holds, we might see a push back up to 207 to 209 to close this gap. But if this thing gets under 198, we might be filling this gap, and that's going to be an opportunity to go long possibly here at 193 on Apple stock. There will be support below that as well, which is going to be 190. On Tesla stock is down 1.75%, so Tesla getting closer and closer to these moving averages, and this trend line get a retest, maybe even fill this gap at 259, 260. So that's going to be the next critical level. But to the upside, now it needs to get over 280 for a Tesla to run up to 300, and so far it's not doing that today. So watch out, it comes down to this gap. That might be an opportunity as long as support holds right here on Tesla. On Amazon, stock is down 0.72%, and I think there is some news right now, guys. I cannot go and check immediately, but there are some news. SPY is up nearly 1%, and there was an announcement from Trump that there is some big deal or something is going to announce, before going to Middle East. So I don't know what the news is. Let me know in the comment section. Things are up right now, including Amazon, and you guys saw already Tesla and all that. Everything is, especially big mega cap stocks, are up as of right now, and even the ETFs are up at this point. So Amazon holding up this range, guys, right here, 184, and now tomorrow, if this thing can push over this 5-day moving average, which is sitting at 187, it can go up to 190 plus, possibly even retest 191.48, and from there it can actually move up to close this gap just under 200. Now, below this 184 range, there will be supported 182, 180, and then the gap down here, 176.78 on Amazon. On Google, stock is down 0.5%, and it's holding over this 163 range, 50-day moving average, and so far a successful retest of this 50-day moving average, and things are holding up, guys. So 163 can hold, it can actually push up to 170, and over that you're going to see more upside up to this high right here, 172 to 176. Below 163, you'll see a dump off down to 162, 159, and then we can talk about this gap 155 on Google. On Nvidia, stock is slightly down on the day, pretty much flat. But if you look at my screen, negative sloping 50-day moving average, this blue line on your screen, it's sitting at 111. It came down here, found support, went back up. So as long as it's over 111, definitely it can move up to 118. Now, we do have the death cross, and the daily 200 SMA red line on your screen is pointing down, and that is not a bull trend. So we're just making lower highs and lower lows on Nvidia. But this is the first time it actually took out this high and went higher, and that was last week right here on that, a big pump to the upside. So Nvidia 111 gives up. Next big level gap, right down here, which can act as a support 109, and there is also support at 107. To the upside, 111 can hold. It can push up to 118, and that's all I have for you guys in this video. I'll definitely keep you guys updated tomorrow night.